Hey there, y'all. What's up, YouTube? This is John Nell, and as you know it, this is number 14. And yes, we are back at y'all, live and direct with another one. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about just keeping it real, man, and just being your authentic self. Being your true, indeed, and reliability and reliable self, man. Just being yourself, being you and who you are. You know what I'm saying? And staying true to that. Um, First and foremost, I want to acknowledge that every great leader, in my opinion and to my knowledge, every great leader was once a great follower. Every great leader was once a great follower. So, I understand true indeed that um, a lot of times we got to develop ourselves into the person that we're becoming, and it's a stage and process of development. And we all go through it, each and every one of us. You know, I've actually been a follower many a times myself. And of course, I'm referring to my younger years and stuff like that, but it don't matter. But what does matter and what do matter is um, I was a follower at points and times in my life where I was just trying to develop certain skills to figure out who it is that I was, who I am, you know. So I'm saying that to say, being a follower, it has its benefits, of course. It has its benefits, of course. And just so people don't get the wrong impression or idea, I want to go even deeper into it and say this. I'm a follower myself, even to this day. I'm a leader, of course, but I'm a follower also. What am I a follower of and a follower to? I'm a follower to certain ideologies, um, certain mindsets, and certain mentalities, and certain ways of thinking. I'm a mindset, or I'm a follower when it comes to certain philosophies and things like that, and how to carry yourself and how to act. I'm a follower, and yes, I follow these certain people. These as I call them philosophers. I call them what they are and who they are. You know, um, the great revolutionaries that I know, um, or that I have knowledge of more so. Yes, I follow. Yes, I follow these people. Yes, whether it's their way of thinking or their actions and the virtue aspect of it that that they possess and that they show or showed. So I just wanted to put that out there. Like I don't want to make it seem like being a follower is such a taboo and that is a bad thing. No. So once again, being a follower is okay, and it has its limits and it has its heights, depending on um, who you're following, what you're following, and how that program is being organized and ran. However you want to put it. So once again, in my opinion, if I'm gonna follow somebody, I'm gonna follow somebody that's not gonna lead me into a brick wall, or that's not gonna lead me off of a cliff. These are the kind of people I want to follow. If I'm gonna follow somebody, I want to follow somebody whose behavioral patterns are so unique and so real and authentic and outside of the norm and what we used to, that I feel like it's almost impossible for me to accomplish and do in the mimic. You know, that's the kind of stuff and that's the kind of behavior and role models and stuff like that I want to follow. You know, but my point, even more so, to get to the reason of why I'm making this video in the first place, today in today's society, I feel like a lot of us, we are following the wrong trends and the wrong behavioral patterns. And yeah, you can say I'm being judgmental. You can say thinking over the edge with it and this, and that, but at the end of the day, I have a opinion on this matter because the very thing that I'm talking about and that very thing that I'm talking about is affecting my children. Or I'm watching children that's close to me be affected by these things that I'm sitting here talking about or about to talk about. You know, so like just making sure that you following the right thing. Like don't just follow something and not know why you following it. Like you gotta you gotta make it make sense. You actually gotta make it make sense. Like I used to tell people all the time, like there's a difference between there's a difference between following somebody and just being foolish. There's a difference between following somebody and just being, foolish. And this is a whole nother aspect of it. But follow me though. There's a difference between following somebody and being foolish. A lot of times we follow people, and I'm talking about myself also. You know what I'm saying? These are mistakes that I've made in my past also. You know, a lot of times we follow people and didn't really know or understand why we was following them. But what happened is what we end up doing is we end up doing things, repeating certain behaviors and repeating certain patterns that was being taught to us by our peers and stuff like that, and not even actually noticing or realizing why we was doing it. That is the type of following that I'm talking about. Following following somebody without knowledge versus following somebody with knowledge of why you following them. Example, I follow people. I'm gonna keep it on the eye. Yeah, I'm gonna follow somebody because I believe that, you know, not just off of the strength that they know the way or I like their philosophy or their ideology and stuff like that. But it's me basically um being fully responsible and being in control of my thoughts and saying, you know what? I want to follow either this church or I want to follow this masjid or I want to follow this Buddhist instructor or I want to follow this philosopher willingly, you know what I'm saying? And with thought versus somebody saying, um all right, I want to go and be down with such and such and them or I want to I want to form a gang but not really know why they doing it, and just for a long time actually being up under the impression, what I'm saying, that they actually just honestly just lost. Lost because they don't know why they doing it. So, this is the kind of following, before I even lose myself, this is the kind of following that I'm talking about. Following someone with knowledge versus following someone without knowledge. There's nothing wrong with following someone if you have knowledge of why you doing it versus just doing it out of ignorance. So with that, there's nothing wrong with that at all. If you know why you doing it. And to a certain extent, there's not even nothing wrong with it if, you know, um you're following somebody, or at least if you're at a certain age, I'd rather say. But I want to try to hold y'all to a piece of accountability and liability too. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to be responsible also. You know what I'm saying? Because it's no longer excuse anymore if y'all got role models and examples and people and stuff like that who you can watch and somewhat get the game from and take lessons from. It's no longer excuse anymore after that. But nevertheless, for the most part, if you're a teen or something like that, and you just coming up and you falling into the habits and you making the mistakes and stuff like that of just trying to find yourself and figure out who it is that you are, you know, there's nothing wrong with, and at least to a certain degree, there's nothing wrong with um being a follower. But make sure that you getting wisdom out of those lessons. And I'm pretty sure if you live to tell it, you know what I'm saying, and if you live to be around, God willing, um, you're gonna find that there's many wisdoms, or it's much wisdom in those lessons. You know what I'm saying? So it's just something, man, that we all need to work on, man. And I just feel like, man, if we can step up, man, and first and foremost, not be afraid to show how imperfect we are. You know what I'm saying? We got to stop being afraid. You know what I'm saying? To show our imperfections and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm not perfect. I don't try to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? I'm a very flawed human being and I wear it. You know what I'm saying? How could I speak to y'all, or how could I get to y'all if I was sitting on this high stool and I thought that I was holier than thou and stuff like that? Then I would be talking to the wrong congregation. I would be talking to the wrong community. I would be talking to the wrong people. I would be doing just the lip service. So first and foremost, I am very flawed. And I'm a victim, or excuse me, I've been a victim, because you're no longer a victim once you have knowledge of self and knowledge of what you have control and power of. You're no longer a victim. But you can still victimize yourself. You can choose to do that. That's a choice. But we just got to get it right, man. Like, it's been many a times where I've been a victim of being a follower to a point to, it even led me to being incarcerated and doing 8.5 years behind. And none of these people that I followed and invested all of this trust into and all of this loyalty into, and tried to just be down and just show this great loyalty to, none of those people was around, man, when stuff really hit the fan. you know. And what happened was I had to go through all of those test trials and tribulations, and I literally had to figure it out on my own. I had to bump my head many a times, you know. I had to sit in the harshest and most cruel situations and things like that, and actually just learn from my mistakes, And that right there was, the cost and price of being a follower, a follower more than anything of ignorance, you know. So we just got to do better, and um, if we can get it together and we can get it right as adults and stuff like that, because you never know. Once again, man, you never know who it is that's watching you. You never know who it is that's watching you, and what kind of effects that you may have on these people that's watching you. So we got to do our best, man, to be our authentic self and stop following these trends and stuff that they just putting out here on social media and stuff like that, and stuff that just got you going off of the deep end. You know what I'm saying? Stuff that just got you doing things to a point to where a person can ask you, yo, why you do that? Or why you smoke? Why you smoke weed? Or why you hang with that certain crowd or that certain group of people when they clearly show you that they don't care about you and mean you no good? A lot of times people can't answer those simple questions. You know why? Because it's like, and I think it's really sad, man. I really, really want to go so deep into it because I'm get as deep into it though as I possibly can. And it's just really sad though, man, because I feel like as a society and in today's day and age, like, we pressure people and make them feel like if you not doing what it is that we doing, then you like weird. That's the exact word that we would use where I'm from, We would call that person weird. if everybody, I'm gonna just be raw. I'm gonna just be raw and realistic with it. If me and 15 other people is selling drugs legally, what I mean by legally, marijuana is legal. I'm in New York State. But if we selling drugs or whatever the case may be and stuff like that, and this is just hypothetically speaking, of course. If we selling drugs, and every day, we got somebody that's our same age that's walking past us, that's going to work or they going to school and stuff like that, or they going to their own personal business that they own, a lot of times, naturally and normally, we'll look at them people like, like to a certain degree, like, yo, they're weird. Or if you amongst a certain crowd that I'm gonna go to the women or the females, for example. A lot of times when females got a certain homegirl or friend out of the group that don't go to clubs and stuff like that and do the typical things that they may do, a lot of times females will call that friend boring or weird. As far as the guys go, we would use the word weird. But as far as females go, they would say that's boring. They would call that person boring. You know? And that's just on an adult level. Now, to chop it down on a kid level, it's a psychological peer pressure. Why? Because it make a person feel like they're not down. And a person don't want to feel like they're not down because they're going to feel like the outcast or the black sheep. And they're going to feel looked down on. And don't nobody want to feel looked at like that. So they automatically going to try to fit in. And I think, that's definitely something, man, we need to work on. Like, just taking control of who we are, man, and just being content with who we are and just being ourselves. And then, if a person don't like that and they can't accept that, then maybe you're not around the right people. Maybe you're not in the right circle. Maybe you're not in the right crowd. You know, um, and furthermore, another thing I'm gonna say to you, I'm honestly right now, as best I can, I feel like I'm talking to the youth right now more than anything. And as best I could, um, if a person don't like that and they don't like where you at with it and that you're not following the crowd and stuff like that, then just continue to be unique and continue to be yourself and don't worry about what they got going on or don't worry about what they're thinking and what they're thinking of you. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, man, when you worry about how other people feel about you or think about you, you become a prisoner. You become their prisoner or a prisoner of their thoughts or their judgment of you. Whenever you give people the right to feel a certain way about how you live your life, you become their prisoner the moment you start caring about it. So don't care about that. Be unique and be yourself. Think outside the box. We need more people that think outside the box. We haven't had enough people that think outside the box or that thought outside of the box. And this is why we see the same old thing. So I don't know who need to hear this, but I'm sure a lot of people do need to hear this. So if you that child that's out there, man, and you feel like you gotta try your hardest to be down or you gotta try your hardest to fit in and stuff like that to the crowd and with the crowd, don't even get caught up in that. And stop worrying about that. Be yourself. And don't be afraid to stand out and to stick out. Don't be afraid to do that. You know what I'm saying? That's just you being your authentic self, man, and you being unique. You know? Be yourself, man, wherever you go. You know, if you a person, your spirit stay high and you always laughing and cracking jokes and always full of joy and full of life, and you got certain people you go around and they too serious and they can't stand your presence and your sense of humor and things like that, then so be it. But you can't stop being you. Because the moment you stop being you is the moment that you're not gonna be happy because you're gonna be running away from yourself. And I'm starting to see that a lot. Like even on a mainstream level. Like I feel like I feel like a lot of our um pioneers in our culture, you know what I'm saying, these black celebrities, of course, I feel like they owe a great responsibility too. I feel like they are sitting in a certain chair or in a certain bracket, and I call them a hierarchy, and a lot of times because they are the hierarchy for our community, they got the most influence and stuff like that on our culture and our society. I feel like we I feel like we tend to think that everything that come out of their mouth is golden and that everything that come out of their mouth is true to a point to where um the very thing that they saying in their rhymes will turn out to be the exact way that a certain group of kids, black kids or minorities are living. So these words and these people, they have much power and influence, you know, and it's just I feel like, and I talked about it in the last video that I made. I was talking about the misuse of influence. And it's honestly sad. But my point is, these people that I'm talking about that have this clout and that have this influence on our on our environment or on our culture and things like that. They just got it bad. They got it bad. Like I don't think they actually take the time to realize that the more they choose to run away from themselves and who they are, the more the people that's under them and under their influence will continue to do the same. And it's horrible, man, and it's sad. But just because they have the most influence doesn't mean or don't mean that we don't have any influence. So it's all in you and how you choose to use your influence and your power or your platform. So I'm just encouraging y'all, man, to use it in the right way, and I'm trying to encourage people more than anything, man, to just be your authentic self. But when I say be your authentic self, I don't mean don't be afraid to be flexible and to bend. That's not what I'm saying. I mean like be your authentic self as far as being true to who you are, to a point to where a person can't make you do something that's out of your morals or not what's aligned with your principles and who you are for a couple of dollars or for money, because your morals and your principles, you know what I'm saying, you so in line with that you're not gonna let nothing or nobody change that. So we gotta start encouraging each other, man, to just be our authentic self, man, and be comfortable in your own skin and be comfortable in your own shoes. And like I said, if people can't accept you for that and can't embrace you for that, then maybe you amongst the wrong people. Maybe you amongst the wrong people. You know, a lot of times everybody not meant to be in your life anyways. At least not for a long period of time. You know, I was just telling a brother the other day, we was talking about how people leave your life and stuff like that. As far as when you got certain goals and dreams and stuff you trying to aspire to and stuff like that and bring to life and fulfill. And they can't see your vision and they don't have the belief that you have in yourself. When they try to talk you out of doing what you're doing and stuff like that, and they end up removing themselves from your life before you even blow up or before you even get it right. I was just telling a brother, if you follow me, I was just telling a brother that, that's that's just those are just people that's not meant to be sitting at that table with you when you gain that victory anyways. God is removing them out of your life for a reason. God is removing them out of your life for a reason because they don't deserve to sit at that table with you. You know, just like Judas didn't deserve to sit at the table with Jesus. Just like Judas wasn't supposed to be at the table with Jesus. Everybody not meant to share inside of your glory, you know. And they prove it without even you removing them out of your life. They remove themselves a lot of times. They remove themselves, you know. So we just gotta stick to being us, man, and stick to being our authentic self, man. And if you got a dream or a goal or something that you want to accomplish or get done, don't let nobody shake your mind or shake your thoughts and get you out of that. Don't let nobody shake that and get you out of that at all. You know, keep it going, man, and do what you got to do, man, and make it happen. But you know, I hope this touched somebody. I hope this reached somebody. And once again, man, just be yourself, man, and don't care about what the next person think of you, and don't try to please nobody else. Just please yourself, or do what you got to do for you. And that's all I got to say about that one, man. Um, this is your boy, man. This is John L. Excuse me. Let me see that. Cut the boy word. All of that boy. Another thing I've been practicing. All of that boy. That boy need to be removed from our vocabulary, especially if you black. We gotta remove boy from our vocabulary. We can't be going around asking people for respect and expecting people to give us a certain amount of respect and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And we not even giving it to ourselves, and we not even respecting ourselves. You know, we got to show some self-esteem and self-respect toward ourselves too. And we can start by removing that boy word. Because that boy word been so deeply rooted. You know what I'm saying? When referring to slaves and back in that time, we need to remove words like that out of our vocab. You know what I'm saying? And grow. Find another way to replace it, or another word to replace it with. You know. But yes, this is John L. And just keeping them coming back at you, man. Once again with another one, man. Just keeping it real, keeping it raw. I'm not doing this for the likes. I'm not doing this for the glow. I'm not doing this for the fame. I'm not doing this for the glory. It's not for that, man. I'm just keeping it real. If I was doing it for the fame and for the glory and for all of the other stuff that really don't matter, instead of being positive and spreading awareness and stuff like that, I would be talking about controversial things and things like that, and things that people thrive off of and people love to hear and gossip about. So that's another thing I want to stress to y'all, but I'm gonna say that for the next video. Um, let's get back to supporting the real. Let's get back to supporting the real and start giving all of that fake stuff. Stop giving that stuff attention. Y'all know the people that I'm talking about, and the people that's playing us and that's playing and trying to play on our intelligence, and that's milking our communities and things like that. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all know who I'm talking about, because y'all see it just as well as I do. We got to stop giving that stuff attention. You know what I'm saying? The more attention we get that stuff, the more the more we gonna keep those people around. You know, but we'll get into all of that next time. As you know, we are the content. The content is us. So let's help to keep the content going, y'all. Catch y'all next time. Peace.